Attention, all proud warriors. Have you ever considered joining Time Patrol? As a Time Patroller, you'll prevent history from being changed.
The world of Dragonball Xenoverse has fallen quiet. Too quiet. This silence might not seem unusual in most games, but in the case of Xenoverse, it's jarring. This is a series that, since its debut in 2015, has kept fans in the loop, fed speculation, and thrived off a rhythmic, steady flow of content updates. For nearly a decade, Xenoverse 2 has an incredible stream of post-launch support. New DLC packs, character additions, customization updates, story arcs, and new modes. Every few months, the pattern was predictable. Teaser, screenshot, V-jump scans, confirmations, and the community then explodes with theories and anticipation. Nothing beats waking up on a Tuesday at 7 AM to Rhyme Style and Slow Plays posting videos about what just got announced.
What is going on, everybody? Here.
And the DLC wasn't filler DLC. There were major additions and fan favorites to the game. Gogeta Blue, Ultra Instinct Goku, Orange Piccolo, Beast Gohan, GT Vegeta, who I was insanely happy about, all made their way into the game. Even the recent Future Saga brought new lore with few, Time Patrol Trunks, and the momentum's been really strong. The last major update came on November 21st, 2024, Future Saga Chapter 2. It ended with a high-stakes cliffhanger, Fu potentially reaching a new transformation, one similar to his Dark Ascension in Super Dragon Ball Heroes, and Kantan City was facing an ominous fate, perhaps mirroring the destruction of Toki Toki City. The cliffhanger seemed to promise another chapter, a follow-up, something bigger, but since then, almost total radio silence. Then came February 28th, 2025, the announcement of the Daima DLC. We got Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta in his adult form, and this was our first and still only official glimpse of what's next. We can only theorize that the second character in this pack is going to probably be Super Saiyan 4 Goku. But since then, nothing. No gameplay, no magazine scans, no data mines, no release date, just silence. Now sure, there was a quiet stretch between 2019 and 2021, but even the delays are understandable. There was a bigger problem at the work. But this, in 2025, with no public developmental issues, it just feels a little different. Now I wanted to touch up on something while creating this video. In a recent development, Bandai Namco Entertainment has reportedly reduced its workforce by 117 employees between April 2024 and February 2025, according to Japan's pension service data. The reduction occurred when a formal public announcement leading to speculation about the company's internal practices. Reports from October 2024 suggest that Bandai Namco may have employed a controversial method known as Odashi Beya, or expulsion rooms. This practice involves assigning employees to rooms with no tasks, effectively pressuring them to resign voluntarily. While the company has denied using such tactics, stating that some employees are awaiting new project assignments, the significant drop in staff numbers has raised concern. The layoffs coincide with Bandai Namco's cancellation of several game projects, including titles based on popular franchises like Naruto, One Piece, and as well as contract projects with Nintendo. Additionally, the company's MMORPG Blue Protocol was discontinued in January 2025 due to underperformances. These workforce reductions and project cancellations occurred despite the commercial success of recent releases like Dragonball Sparking Zero, which sold over 3 million copies within 24 hours of launch. The juxtaposition of successful game launches with internal restructuring highlights the complexities of challenges within the gaming industry. The situation at Bandai Namco reflects broader trends in the gaming industry where companies navigate the balance between commercial success and internal management practices. Now I know that was a lot of information, so just keep that in the back of your head while we're going through this video. I'm going to circle back to it at the end, but for now let's go back to talk about the DLC. Future Saga Chapter 2 didn't wrap anything up. It opened the doors to something bigger. Fu's transformation, Kantan City getting destroyed. Some fans think it's bait to keep the speculation going, others believe it's the beginning of something major. Maybe a total hub reset. Maybe a stepping stone towards Xenoverse 3, or maybe just another season pass where the day is saved by our CACs again. Either way, the next move has to be big, because unless Xenoverse 2 gets a full overhaul like older games such as Destiny 2, For Honor, Warframe, yes, Fortnite, it's starting to show its age. I do understand these are live service games, but Xenoverse has definitely felt like that at times. If Kantan City is really about to be destroyed, could we be getting a brand new central hub, or is it going to be something bigger like that sequel? Let's be honest, it's time. Xenoverse 2 launched in 2016, that's almost a decade of support. The sequel isn't just wanted, it's overdue. A fan demand for Xenoverse 3 has never died. Every DLC trailer comment section are filled with, why not just make Xenoverse 3? Still no sequel after 9 years? Bandai, please move on. And they're right. With over 10 million copies sold, Xenoverse 2 isn't coasting on nostalgia, it's survived on real engagement. Fans are thirsty for that new content. It's not like they're running out of it. There is a huge chunk of modern Dragon Ball content just sitting on the sidelines. It raises the question, are there legal or strategic reasons why they're avoiding it? Or are they saving it for a future game entirely? We've already had most of the big hitters from Dragon Ball Super added through past DLCs, and curiously the newer arcs of the manga haven't made it in the game yet. Moro and Granola haven't appeared in any major game actually. They could dip further into early Dragon Ball, some of the GT stuff, or Daima, especially with being right off the tail end of the anime. But we've also been going on for a while and we haven't seen majority of those characters anyway, which also brings the question now if it's something they are not interested in creating, or the characters haven't proven they can carry long-term hype on their own. From a business standpoint, a sequel would re-energize the player base, bring back lapsed fans, and support modern systems and features that Xenoverse 2 can't. It just isn't about creativity, it makes financial sense. Letting Xenoverse 2 run for this long might actually be hurting the momentum that Xenoverse 3 could generate. Now let's just not assume this third one is guaranteed. Even with strong sales, Bandai Namco has overlooked low-hanging fruit before. Fan demand doesn't always equal publisher action. Now there is something worth noting here, and hopefully it does become more of a nothing burger, but I still want to bring it up for this. Without Heroes and Dragon Ball Online, Xenoverse would not exist. I know some of you guys are really scratching your head at that one, but for the ones that didn't know. Well, on May 9th, 2024, it was confirmed that Super Dragon Ball Heroes would end after Dragon Ball Super Divers would now take its place. The final card set, Meteor Mission 6, dropped on August 29, 2024. Why does that matter? Because for years, Xenoverse and Heroes moved in sync, sharing characters, forms, storylines, Time Patrol, Dark Empire, it's all there. Now, that connection's breaking. And while a new game, like Divers, was announced, it's already failing. Arcades are dropping Divers due to poor performances. From what I can gather online through not-so-official sources, is that the fans are disappointed in its lack of creative storytelling. Discontinuing years of investments in the game would do that to you. While Heroes thrived on wild, non-canon scenarios, Divers plays it safe and it looks like it's costing dearly. It's a valid concern. Without Heroes feeding that narrative, Xenoverse loses a major creative lifeline. And if the source is gone, can the story survive? Or would they use Xenoverse as a lifeline for that future story? Now, to be fair, there are some counter-arguments worth noting for the silence that this game has been having. One is Bandai Namco might be focusing development resources on Sparking Zero. Two, they could be intentionally going quiet to make the eventual Xenoverse 3 announcement more impactful. And three, they might be reworking the formula entirely. Now, what's especially eerie is that the silence isn't just in Xenoverse, it's the Dragon Ball franchise as a whole. The Super manga? Silent. No new anime ad announcements at all. And outside of Daima updates and pre-existing games, it feels like everything's on pause. Most of the momentum now is DLC and Dokkan Battle and Legends. Even those are leaning heavily currently in early Dragon Ball, GT, or Daima content. The manga quiet, the anime stalled, and Heroes ending, Xenoverse 2 might be one of the last active pillars, which makes whatever comes next even more important. So if Xenoverse 3 happens, what could it look like? Fans have plenty of theories, and through searching in comment sections for this video on different platforms, I found some that have some more positive feedback than others. A popular one is that it picks up out of the Future Saga. Time Nest is gone, Kanton City is gone, and Fu's experiment fractures time itself. The multiverse begins to bleed, Heroes, GT, Diamond, Super, and beyond. Demagogue returns, leading corrupted time controllers. Fu rewrites history, and Black Frieza builds a cold empire outside of time. And this time, you choose your path. Join the Time Patrol, ally with Fu, or go rogue, reshaping time however you want it. Players have been wanting deeper CAC tools, branching stories, updated mechanics, and transformations like Super Saiyan 4, Ultra Ego, Orange Piccolo. Xenoverse 3 could be the reset this franchise needs, not just a new game, a full evolution, a revival of Dragon Ball gaming, especially after the massive amounts of fans upset with Sparking Zero. But again, all of this hinges on whether Bandai or Dimps thinks it's time to move on, or whether they'll keep updating the game that's now closing in on a decade old. Only time will tell. Till then, we just wait. Thanks for watching, everyone. We're still hoping out for Xenoverse 3. Let us know in the comments section. I personally want 3 already. I think the game has had a long time, a long, healthy life cycle. Giving us a third installment would be perfect. And man, I really do miss the days where Xenoverse 2 was popping back in like 2016, 2019. that online was so much fun. You know, bringing a third installment like that would really get us back to where we were at before. At least I think so. Hopefully the hype is still there. And until next time, later.